and welcome to the Dirt Shed Show, everybody. This week with myself, Rich, and we've got Isaac in here as well.
Hello, everybody. So this week, in honour of the world's greatest freeriders heading to Utah for Red Bull Rampage, we're looking back at some of the craziest moments in recent mountain biking history.
Crikey, yeah, some big ones. We've also got one of the craziest hacks and bodges been submitted to the channel as well.
Yeah, all of that and more coming up on this week's Dirt Shed Show.
So today is the day of Red Bull Rampage. It is often an event affected by the weather, but it does throw up some of the wildest riding from some of the gnarliest freeriders out there, right?
It is crazy. And I mean, it's tempting fate, surely, to have that on Friday the 13th this year. So rather them than us, I think. But some of the stuff coming out of the practice, even so far, we've seen has been absolutely insane. The stuff that G's been putting out.
Yes, yeah, poor old G-man having a big crash already. I mean, check this out. We wish you a speedy recovery, but I know you're hard as nails. You're an hard, I was going to swear then, person. So yeah, heal up quick, bud. But it did get us thinking.
To get everyone in the mood, basically, for the Rampage broadcast, we're going to go through some of the craziest stuff we've seen over the years.
Right, Dylan's start for Rampage. This was a big thing sort of last year and this year. He put out an insane edit last year. Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, that no-hander he does at the end of the Wade Simmons gap.
Massive.
Vintage freeride film. It's just, I mean, there's enough angles in the video to watch it again and again and again, and it's crazy.
That's it. I mean, the guy's an incredible rider. Street, park, dirt jump, free ride, you name it. He was on the reserve list for this year's Rampage, of course, Isaac.
He was sadly not making the cut this year. I mean, it's
tough.
Very competitive. It's the most prestigious freeride event in the world, you could say.
Yeah.
So hopefully Dylan will see you back next year, or get back on the BMX, pump some street edits out. Yeah.
So whilst Red Bull Rampage is pushing riders to the limit out in the desert, there is no shortage of other freeride events out there, if you like. And DarkFest. Let's talk DarkFest a moment, because that's a monster of one, right?
Oh, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, the craziest thing ever, I think, has come out of that. It has to go to top.
It's certainly up there, isn't it, right? Tell us about it, Isaac, go on.
Well, it's the world's biggest backflip, we think, dirt to dirt on a mountain bike, 120 foot. So he threw that down earlier this year. And if you've seen the clip of that, if you watch it again, if you haven't seen it, watch it for the first time.
It's mind-boggling.
It is mind-boggling. The way he hangs it is so much commitment.
Yeah.
And he lands so deep in the landing as well. And he's just like, boom, fine, like stomps. It's so cool.
There's so many things, because it's the speed of the rotation he's obviously got to think about.
And I find that the crazy, when it's such that you have to control it so carefully because it's so slow. Yeah. It's like when you see someone on skis or whatever and they do just a really gradual.
Yes.
It's just insane. It's so cool.
Honestly, yeah, and then it's a really good landing. He stomps the landing absolutely clean. But he doesn't just make it. He's like, halfway down the landing. And these landings at these kind of jumps are massive. And just how far down the landing he goes as well. 37 metres, 120 foot, call it what you will. Tom Isted, you absolute madman. That's made our list for sure.
Something else we've seen, and we've always spoken about this a lot, and I think this is one of the craziest things because it's so sort of organic and natural. There's so many amazing riders and you don't know who they are almost. Yeah. It's GNAR. It's just
good one.
It's hard to comprehend, I think, without going there, how gnarly that terrain is.
Yeah.
And yet there's all these incredible people, like riders, just getting it done. Yeah. And like they have to. It's a whole event moving along. You have to.
Yeah, it's a travelling circus, right?
It's so cool that it's just.
No, I 100% agree with you. GNAR, I think, is an overlooked, wild AF freeride event where it's just literally backcountry of Canada.
The thing that I really like about GNAR as well is, and the way they present it in the coverage as well, is you see people learning and progressing. Yeah. It's really supportive, and everyone's like getting each other to do all the features and like taking people along, and that makes you more stoked on riding as well, because you're seeing people who are really stoked on what they're doing.
Completely. And I would actually, do you know what? I don't think the camera almost does it justice, just how gnarly it is.
No. Because it never does it?
There's no sort of big budget production behind it. It's pretty raw. It's pretty back to basics. It's not like some big production, and it's insane. Yeah, give it a watch. Have a look at some of these clips, and give it a watch, because it is bonkers, right?
And I think the full GNAR full film just came out last week.
Did, yeah. Go give that a watch. So talking of the Tour de GNAR, one of the craziest sends that we've ever been sent in is from Oliver Watson.
That's right. Check out this from a couple of years ago in one of Martin's Sendy videos. It's insane. It is really insane. The fact about the setting of it is what does it for me, because it's not out in the desert. It's not where you kind of expect to see a massive cliff drop.
It's just middle of nowhere.
Yeah, somewhere in England. 53 foot point to point this drop.
Yeah, what, 38 foot down? I mean, young lad, there's no like helicopters on standby like there probably is for G because the wild man needs it. There's no medical kind of cover. He's just, him and his buddies built this crazy drop and gone and sent it.
Stomped it and filmed it at loads of different angles. Yeah. And like, what a guy.
I'd like to know how many times he hit it actually. Tell us, Oliver. Yeah, fair play. Right, let's move on to something else. Okay, talking of wild things in this list, here is Toff with his sickest thing of the week.
Right, this week's sickest thing has to be this new video from Liam Bayliss and Ride or Die called 777. I don't know why it's called that, and I don't know if this is true, but I heard somewhere it means being one step ahead of the devil. Anyway, if you've not heard of him before, Bayliss is a G, obviously for his riding, but also just because he always seems to be so involved in the edit. In fact, props to everyone involved in this, you all just smashed it on creative direction. My favourite clips have to be that slope bike drift, the stupidly corked free whip where he just catches it in that tuck, and then also the manual where he drops the front wheel but then does the opposite whip out. Normally I think they suck when people drop the front wheel, but in this case it does look gangster. It's also got cameos from Zach West, Zach Mousseau and Paul Genovese. Right, that's my sickest thing this week. Time to go back to the shed.
Thank you, Toff, for your official sickness adjudication. We're back into
great way of putting it.
We're back into the shed. Talking of sick things, what about on the downhill workout? Anything that wild Frenchman Thibaut Dupré does?
Yes, yeah, I put this one in here because I think a step away from the free ride and the massive jumps, because downhillers are built a bit different.
And you can see that in Thibaut's eyes.
Yeah,
anytime you watch a downhill run from him, it's intense, isn't it? He's staring death in the face.
You know, I think free riders, as wild as they seem, they're very calculated for the best part.
Yeah.
You know, they sort of look at an obstacle, and downhillers do, but when a downhill run is on, it's a knife edge, right? It's literally the limit of mountain biking, and they are threading a needle through trees, you know, rock gardens, roots, jumps, picking lines out, like within split seconds. And Thibaut, I think, is the definition of just wild for me.
100%.
And that's why I think he makes the list. And downhill, almost in general, kind of makes the list. But for me, watching him on a race run is...
And just this whole season, to be honest, every single race has been getting more and more intense and building momentum, it feels like. It's just been insane.
Yeah, I mean, so for that, he is on our crazy list. So at the beginning, I talked about going uphill as well. Well, how about this, Isaac? Me and you both like a bit of a climb here and there, but what about an Everest?
Yeah.
×2. Double Everest by Ben Hildred.
Oh, it's mad, this, isn't it?
And I honestly, I think it's worthy of some recognition in our crazy things list here.
100%. If you look at what he actually does as well, it's flat pedals. I don't think he had a chamois on.
Oh.
And he's going up to the Ben Lomond saddle above Queenstown, South Island, New Zealand.
Yeah.
And just again and again, it's crazy. Crazy.
17,925 meters. That's
outdone us by quite a lot.
Wow. Horrendous. I mean, I don't think that's not up my alley. Don't even say, Rich, you should do one for a video. That's a great idea, because that ain't gonna happen, people. But
Rich, do you think?
No, I think you should. No. I mean, for that reason alone, I mean, just fair play, Ben Hildred. I think that's unreal, right? That's why you make our crazy list. But that is the end of our list.
So many things to choose from.
Is there anything you think we've missed? Well, if there is, do let us know in the comments down below, of course, and maybe we'll do a list part 2.
What's up, everybody? It's been a busy couple of weeks with the final block of racing and an amazing season finale in Canada. The overall UCI Mountain Bike World Cup seasons have all been decided, and I think it was a pretty incredible season of racing. Lots of action, plenty of surprises, and of course, for the first time, televised junior downhill and under 23 XCO. Hopefully that gets talented juniors in front of fresh eyes and good contracts for their first elite seasons. Downhill World Cup overall winner Ryan Pinkerton, alongside double XTC and XCO winners Ronja Blocklinger and Adrian Boissy, will all be making the jump up into the elite ranks next year. Healing vibes out to G Atherton, who's had an enormous crash in the desert, guinea pigging his humongous drop for Rampage. I mean, words kind of fail me to describe how gnarly this thing looks. I think I counted about 2.5 seconds of free fall time, so the velocity he must be traveling into that steep landing is insane. He's been airlifted to hospital. We hope he's going to be okay. After the new Occam launch last week, there's even more news out of Orbea, who earlier announced some revisions to the Rallon. The latest iteration of their hard-hitting enduro bike features a bump up in travel from 160 to 167 mil and a drop to the head angle from 64 to 63.5. There's new colours including a spicy, spacey Mars Red, Blue Stone, and a cool Forest Green, of course available to design in Orbea's Mayo system as well. But please design responsibly. As if that's not enough, build kit updates now feature Oakwear wheels and new SRAM T-type drivetrains on M11 and M Limited models as well. The Vitas Gravity project is a series of videos which will be following Carl Strait and the development of Vitas' new VT01 downhill bike, which debuted at Hardline last year. There's no deadline, no launch date, I mean apart from Carl Strait off of a cliff in the Utah desert this weekend, and a series of videos dropping soon. Episode 1 out now, check it out. The new Intense M1 has made it onto the Intense website with a coming soon banner. 8 inches of travel, 6061 TIG welded alloy frame, 6-link, high pivot, mixed wheels, all of the stuff that the Intense factory team have been playing around with on the World Cup circuit for the last couple of years. It looks from this photo that the spec of the bike will be a team replica build. I've had word that the final spec will deviate from that a little bit, but it won't be far away from the bike that the factory team are on. All right, that's all I've got time for this week. Back to the guys in the shed.
Thank you very much for the news, Tom. Right, talking of all this sending, here's some fails of the week.
Wow, that was quite an alarming. You know, my favourite thing about all those.
Oh, go on.
A lot of the common theme was the reaction of whoever it was filming. The little yelp that they make or something. It just really makes each clip for me.
Yeah,
that's my favourite thing about that.
I think the Widowmaker was my favourite because I thought he had it, but buzzed his tyre, straight OTB.
That's the big jumping Morty.
That is the one under the lift, right? Yeah. Scary stuff, but right. It's time for a little sing-song because it's Hacks and Bodges. Hacks and Bodges! Hacks and Bodges!
I still don't know the
Hacks
song.
and Bodges! You don't know the song?
I don't sing.
Martin would be angry right now. Right, let's take a look at this week's Hacks and Bodges.
First hack or bodge this week is something that's quite close to my heart. I've done a few of these carbon repairs and I love a little bit of heat shrink tape and all of that. But this is from Kyle, who sent it in from Rochester, New York. Yeah. So he bought this salsa frame broken.
Oh, he bought it broken,
Bought it broken, tried to get it fixed and then decided to crack on himself instead.
Hey! Good one.
Took me a minute there. And then so this is a bodge, but I think he's done a pretty impressive professional looking job here in terms of making the jigs, some insulation foam as a form. He's put it all together and we've woven it up and he's sanded it down, painted it. It looks amazing. And he says that it's survived on the trail for 2 seasons now.
Wow.
And it's taken, I mean, he says he's just snapped a Cane Creek coil shock.
I hate it when I snap my cane crocs.
Yeah. So he snapped that in half and the frame survived. So I wonder whether it's is it overbuilt and it's dissipating the force onto his shock with, well, hey, who knows?
Either way, I think he's done
dude.
Flipping fair play on that effort. That's insane. Yeah, good work. Right, next up, we've got Weber. This is your Cube EMTB from your workshop. I built this chain guide so that my chain no longer comes off when I ride over rough terrain. Good work. Nice bit of just metal work / innovation going on there. That's kind of cool, actually. It's quite sleek.
I like it. It reminds me of when I was about 12, me and my dad made one for one of my bikes, just out of a block of plastic, and I carved it out. So
hey, if it works, yeah, not too bad at all. Who have we got sort of next up?
Next up, we have
Virgil.
Yes, handmade in France. That is cool. Wow.
Above my vegetable garden in the green Beaujolais.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm crushing.
Not the winemaking region.
Well, I don't like wine, so you're all good.
Just tea only here.
Yeah, and cider. Loves me a cider. Right. Well, I wanted to make my bike stand upright for a snap of a good photo. Who doesn't? And I couldn't be bothered to go for a forage in the forest for the stick. We've all been there. 3, of course, 3D printed, because who isn't 3D printing anything these days? But I like it. He's basically 3D printed his own little axle stand with GMBN carved in it.
That is
well,
cool.
Not carved, but like...
It reminds me, so the ones, the Thomas Maxon team have got the ones that press into the BB spindle.
That's really...
It looks really cool, but that one...
That's legit though, right? Yeah. I like that a lot.
Last one then for this week. This is a proper bodge, this.
Wow.
This is Malta in Sweden, if I may have butchered it a bit. Yeah. Day before the local race, his inner cage on his rear mech snaps. And they've used a old metal rule and a lot of JB Weld put this bit together. We've all been there.
This is...
I mean, he says it works, did the job, and then it snapped again. Of course, like
Uber bodge.
Yeah, proper bodge.
Uber bodge. Wow, but we need
well
to
done.
pick. Yeah, I mean, fair play. We do like to see hacks and bodges. Yeah. So we've got to pick a winner, though, Isaac. I'm going to let you pick a winner, and I'm going to launch a stunt mug. Not this stunt mug, but other stunt mugs are like it. Is coming your way. So who do we reckon? Because there's some strong contenders.
They're all very strong. I mean, for me, obviously, it's the carbon work because it's always quite unsafe, isn't it, really? So Kyle...
Quite unsafe?
Yeah, I think so.
And that's what we're rewarding?
Of course.
Hey, here you go. Oh gosh, bit of ricochet. That is on its way to you, congratulations. And don't forget, if you want to send your hack or bodge... Oh, did we just hold hands in it?
Yeah, a little bit. That was a little tingle there.
Don't forget, the uploader is linked down below. We do love to see the most ridiculous hacks and or bodges that you have done. Caption contest time, and I got done over. Look at this from last week. Isaac, I'll be honest, that was a very misty, grim Welsh hillsides.
Yeah, I have to be honest, I didn't have that much FOMO on that.
No, that was outriding the brand new Orbea Ockham. But we did get a few good captions from that. What have we got?
The first one is from El Richtebe. It says, 2 very different poses in response to show the camera you're having fun.
Yes, a good one. At KPV UK, when your mum makes you take your annoying younger brother with you. That's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah. Finally, from Sam7719, who says, we all have that one friend who's always happy on a wet climb.
Yeah,
be me as well,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all good. So who is the winner? And bear in mind, the winner is going to get a GMBN race jersey.
I reckon it's got to be KPV UK.
With your mum?
_ yeah.
Nice.
Always
when your mum makes you take your annoying younger brother with you. Congratulations, mate. You have got a GMBN race jersey on the way. Now, don't forget to use the hashtag Caption Contest down in the comments below for this picture of Blake. What the heck is going on here?
Something Halloween-y.
Something weird. Yes. Comment down below and you could also win a race jersey. Now, we put out the odd video every day, of course,
every day.
And we like to read your comments. So that's exactly what we've done. We've picked out a couple of the videos and a couple of your comments from each one. So, amateur on a superbike versus pro on a £150 bike. Here's what you guys had to say. Hit 'em.
Hit 'em. So Gabriz 187, it would be nice to see how this B-twin does with some reasonable upgrades, wider bars, one-by brakes, maybe suspension. It is a very popular bike among beginners, not the most expensive modifications, but good price for value. Well,
yeah.
I mean, some of those upgrades have already happened.
Yeah, the
we
brakes
know this
are done.
because the brakes are done.
Tyres.
I think the tyres, also the drivetrain from the Marin is
on its way, isn't
worming its way onto that B-twin because it is our upgrade pony.
It is. Great shout, though.
Yeah, we're on it. Thank you.
Yeah, good shout.
And from Janky Dan, brilliant name.
Yes.
If you need an actual amateur, he's free.
Right, Janky Dan might be in touch.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
If you pick up and say, make me a winner within 5 rings, we will get you on GMBN.
Yes, that's very true. And now the next video is the new Orbea Ockham, mine and Anna's epic Welsh weekender, where Sepster58 says, beautiful video. I want to know what Rich was eating. It looked yummy.
Can I guess?
Go on.
It's got to be some kind of chocky biscuit.
Oh, Isaac, he knows me well already. You're not far off.
Tim's Hams?
No, it was a massive slice of homemade Rocky Road.
Ooh.
As in like marshmallows,
yeah,
coconut.
wow. And you make that at home?
No, I don't cook. No, it was bought from a bakery.
Okay, so homemade by the bakery.
Homemade by someone, not myself, yes. Yeah, it was delicious. It was literally like, I took a little burner, we had a cup of tea, big bit of cake on the hillside. It's dreamy.
Amazing.
At X41N3, to me, a beefy XC bike should be able to do it all, even the Mega Avalanche. So I would take the SL with less travel. This is a 140mm all-round bike. What do you think of that?
I mean, Blake has done the Mega Avalanche on a hardtail.
Yeah.
So I guess it means you can, any bike, if you are careful enough.
Yeah, very true.
I think that's pushing it a little bit for beefy XC, but...
Yeah, 140's like firmly trail bike, I would say. But that's the SL is the one I rode. It was a great little a lightweight trail bike. I thought it was good.
that the one with the attitude adjusts?
That's correct.
Yeah.
No, that was Anna's LT, sorry. No, mine was
Okay.
fixed at 140 front and rear with the Fox 34 up front. It was like the lighter weight build.
Yeah.
Anna's was the attitude adjust, the LT
Okay.
150, 160. Yeah. Two bikes though.
They
Different
look cool.
purposes.
Yeah, I'm interested to have a go.
Yeah, keep those comments coming in and you could be featured next week.
So that was comments from last week's videos. Videos coming up next week. The big one that I'm looking forward to watching was you versus Blake.
Yes.
Morzine Challenge.
Yeah, right.
God knows what you boys got up to.
All
we
sorts,
can all
mate.
see that online next Sunday, I believe.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, keep your eyes peeled. So basically, me and Blake, we sat out in Morzine with 2 A4 pages of challenges of all sorts going on in there as well. Most person to tick off the most challenges, gets the most points and wins.
Tune in to find out who that was.
The show is drawing to a close, but not before we do Bike Vault, Isaac. And I hear we've got a theme.
Apparently so. Yes.
Blake called for a theme?
Yes, and what Blake calls for, we deliver. So, sometimes. He, I think, put a call out to you wonderful, beautiful people. He would have.
That's what he would have said,
That's what he would have said, to ask for you to submit some titanium bikes to the Vault, which many of you have done.
Question. First one up on screen right now is a Peugeot.
Well, I just thought this one, looked cool.
From Christian,
Yeah.
an 87 Peugeot Alpine Express. I mean, it's a weapon.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's got a dropper post on. He says
Is it
probably the only
titanium?
one. No.
Oh, it has got a dropper. Well, we'll give it a super nice because it's actually got a pretty cool paint job
It's
too.
sick, yeah.
But moving on, we do get to titanium bikes, right?
We do, yeah. Well,
Okay.
look at this one from Justin.
Yeah, right. That's pretty monstrous, isn't it? This is an On-One Rocky Road 29er from Norfolk.
Yeah.
Titanium onward, originally purchased an adventure bike with rigid carbon forks. Oof. But 100mm RockShox on there now. I mean, it's a cool bike, right?
Yeah.
What are we giving it? A nice or super nice?
We got to leave somewhere to go, sorry. Nice.
Wow. Okay, Justin, nice bike though. Next up. Oh, that's still Justin's. Hang on. Doug.
This, well,
It's belt driven.
yeah, that's...
So much going on
And
here.
I think a gearbox as well. If you look down
it's pinion.
the bottom, that's... I know what I'd say, just because of that.
Wow, this is Doug's custom titanium Oron pinion Gates belt drive 120mm SID.
Yeah,
Titanium
overlooking
hardtail.
Toowoomba in Australia. So for Toowoomba alone, the home
And
of
it's a
Jared
cool
Graves,
picture.
I think. What do we reckon it shows?
That's a super nice, just
Yeah.
for the belt driven pinion. Very nice, very super nice. In fact, obviously not even very nice.
So the next one,
Is Luke.
yeah, custom built frame from a small builder in Alberta, Rollingdale Cycles. What
Nice.
do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
It's got the E-wings.
looks,
Oh no,
looks scary
Yeah.
and aggressive.
5 titanium stem and
A
chain.
lifelong,
about them.
yeah, lifelong dream of owning a custom titanium frame. Titanium, yeah. I mean, I think it's a super nice, right?
Your turn for the bell.
Yes, because it's also, I'm liking those purple anodized bits on there as well. That's a cool looking rig. That looks like a mean thing.
Next up, Christopher's Stanton.
Stanton, you've been
Sorry.
riding it, Staunton.
Yeah. Stanton. That's very different.
Yeah.
Dan Stanton, is it the frame builder?
I don't know.
Okay. Switch 9er tie location Friston Forest. This is down in East Sussex.
Is it?
On the end of the South Downs Way. So
Oh.
Neil wouldn't remember that. 'Cause that was when he was about to pass out.
Yeah.
But it's just outside Eastbourne, and it's some great chalky trails, flinty. It's really fun.
Oh, good memories. Yeah, I like, look, DT, tie frame, DT Swiss carbon wheels, Fox 36, Bergtech finishing kit and Hope brakes. Do you know what? It's a cool picture as well. I like that a lot. I think it's super nice. Webby, what are you saying?
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Good man. Oh, throwing it back.
Yeah, wow. The Kona Hey Hey 1993 in Galway Island.
That's cool, isn't it?
It's come from Kevin. That is really sick.
And he built the bike back in '93. It was only available as a frame back then, so it's a custom build. Look at the old SIDS on it and everything, full XTR.
Yeah. 2001 SIDS.
Yeah, would you remember ceramic, sort of Mavic ceramic coated rims?
No, I was reading about them the other day. In, like,
that was a bit before your time, right? I remember them sadly, but yeah, like those were ones we could never afford. They were fancy.
Yeah, really cool that.
Yeah.
Super nice?
Definitely a super nice. Okay, last, but by no means least is Joe. A Defiance Frameworks Custom. I never heard of Defiance Frameworks, but I mean, it looks custom, it looks cool,
It does,
right?
doesn't it? And there's something about the, I don't know, because the tyres are so, it's like a plus bike.
Yeah, but is it because,
or is it
just because it's got like dark, quite deep rims as well? Yeah, they look like, they look small with big tyres, but it's from Marin County in California. Custom frame built by an old friend in Alaska. Nice.
Wow.
Try to use USA components as much as possible. I mean, it's cool. What are we thinking though? Should we end on a positive note? A high note?
Yeah.
Yes! It's a super nice. Congratulations, Joe. Should we theme next week? Should we just have an XC theme? What do you think? Or Freeride theme? Freeride bikes.
Freeride bikes. In honour of Rampage this week, send in your nicest
Freeride downhill, gnarly big sendy bikes. Link to the uploader is, of course, in the description down below. Do send them in, Freeride special. But that's us. We're done, mate.
We're done.
It's been an absolute pleasure, people. Until next time, it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye.
It's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
See ya.